We live. We out
recording?
here. I don't know, Bert. Are we on?
Man,
what did you say? We look like the early days of Barstool.
That's right.
Look at us. We're outside on location.
Oh, I need to put my.
Yeah.
We need to restart.
All right. I got to go live. No, we're good. We're good. This is
Let it
what
roll.
we do. We actually really don't talk about anything for a good 45 minutes usually in these podcasts.
You watched Ask the Boss before, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, come on
now. And even if I didn't, I would lie about
You would not be invited if you didn't.
Exactly. It's a nice shirt, though.
Thanks, man. Yeah, so the retailer of the day, Doug. Hold on. Are we going to
this is your
Ask the
shtick.
Boss?
I just do the woo and you do the
We usually say Ask the Boss episode.
Okay. Ask the Boss
There you go.
episode number
44.
44. It took 44 episodes.
Who's the 44th president of the United States? That would be Barack Obama, right?
Yeah. Obama's
Okay.
mama.
Obama's mama flavor coming soon. American Energy. I was going to say something next, but I probably shouldn't.
Somebody's going to be
Well, we
offended.
only usually use dead presidents, so we got a little while.
Gotcha.
So we're going live.
And then, who wore number 44? Anybody off the top of the head?
Bird?
Athlete wore 44? Otherwise, I'd have to look it up. 44. I feel like I should know that one.
Yeah, it should be like a good one.
Yeah,
it
like
gotta be a
it-
fullback, right? Like a really good fullback.
Well, I think the bus was like,
John Riggins?
I don't know.
Go on here. I'm getting crazy.
Who wore
Guys, Pat,
44?
You're really not doing a good job today because you haven't even introduced our
John
guest.
Riggins. Good call.
Jerry West,
I don't know where I pulled that from.
All right, we're live.
Hank Aaron,
We're live.
Reggie Jackson.
Hello, Crooked. Come on.
Yeah, so episode
Act like you've
44. Me, Doug, Bird. Special guest today
Special.
is Justin Hall, but most people know you as the supplement Snoop.
Yeah.
Do people not know your name? Do they just call you Snoop or
You know, some
Sup,
people
Snoop?
do. Some people just say Snoop. You know, it's kind
You
of
see
a
my
thing.
little Snoop Dogg little tag in there?
I get that
Yeah.
sometimes. I like that. I like a little
You should
creativity.
braid your hair like dread style.
I will I'm gonna let it go a little bit longer in the back. You
I'm
know
thinking
what I mean?
mullet.
It is mullet.
I'm bringing it back. See, Jacob's got the jean shorts, and I'm gonna rock the mullet, and he's got this. We're gonna get a whole thing going on.
A boy band?
Well,
Like
we're going to get
like-
into some Snoop's, more Snoop information here in a second. But first off,
Let's pause for the
pause
sponsor.
for the sponsors.
Now I'm crooked. Look, I knocked over the camera.
Red Wine Boom is today's sponsor.
Ready?
Outside, beautiful September
This is a great idea.
8th day.
Can I go live and turn it sideways? I don't think I can.
I was ready for this one.
Oh, okay. Now we're up close in my face.
You can't.
We got another
go
sponsor today, right?
Yeah, Arms Race Nutrition. Thank you for the sponsorship here.
Actually, Bella Fuma would be the the full sponsor of the cigars.
Yeah.
But Arms Race Nutrition does make a nice humidor.
It is nice. It is. I think we were probably the first supplement company to produce a humidor.
Man, that smells
Branded
great.
humidor. It does smell delicious. So Justin doesn't like to smoke cigars. So we have a
Is it
special.
that you don't like it or you've never?
I did. It's just not my thing. I respect it. I have no issue with it.
So we have a special one for Justin. Can you see that?
We're going to smoke these.
Yeah. Yeah.
Little bird size?
I don't. They can't see. There you go. Little bird size, and then
I mean, it's accurate.
man
but
size. Yeah. What are you getting into, meat?
This is what we're looking at.
No, you go to the second level. This is
The
the.
second level is where all the juice happens.
Yeah. These are the new ones. So
Shout out. Bella Fuma.
I would say that we're cigar influencers. You know what I mean?
I like that. I mean, that's what you're kind of deviating away from the supplements
smoke
and
this
getting
one?
into the passion.
With this one.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, the story is actually one of our ambassadors, Frank, recognized that we were smoking cigars on our stories one day, and apparently, turns out he is a distributor / broker of cigars. So one day, he hooked us up, like this package of like 100 cigars showed up, and it was awesome.
Nice.
It's been a match made in heaven ever since.
That's what I've been trying to do with whiskey. I'm trying to attract enough attention because that's those are the people that I want. Like, yeah, send me. Some,
Yeah.
Well, so he
Some
also.
bookers. Hold on.
Have
let me
you
get in
seen
here.
him like just chugging whiskey on his stories?
Yeah. See, that's not good.
No.
That's not good.
Like so Bella, Frank, he's also a bourbon guy or a whiskey guy.
Okay.
And there's like I don't know.
What are you getting into?
I'm getting into this.
Oh, I had
stout.
one of those, yeah.
Stallone, Tony. Anyways, he's real into bourbon, and it's like they cheers each other and pretty much like drink straight out of the bottle and take a nice couple, strong swigs.
Sure.
So
Bro.
I don't know. Frank,
I think
we're a little bit worried about.
Hey,
you.
me, pick me something out of here. Yeah. So we're going live now. So we got Justin Hall here. Sup, Snoop. We got Meat. We're outside. Bird, we're on location. Bird's getting the
This is calling
sunbird.
your name.
Bro, that's thick.
No, that's good.
Leaf. Oh, that smells
Well,
strong.
Didn't you smoke one of these?
Yeah,
Jones?
give me something a little lighter.
Deranged.
Justin, are you
Question
gonna get
everything.
in here?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
All right, we're going. I smoked one. Just give me something.
Bro, I tried to.
All right, we're gonna go deranged. No, mayhem. That sounds appropriate. Mayhem.
Or Asylum 13.
That's a good one too. All right, so let's get into some questions right away. What do you think? Are we going to do some updates first? Real quick.
Well, I want to learn more about Snoop.
Well, I know, but so let's just take care of the business aspect of this.
Oh,
some people,
all right. Well, then it's
You-
our
you-
show. So
you
let's do
handle
the
it.
updates.
Yeah.
All right. So yesterday was Labor Day. Today is the 8th, September the 8th. So we did this week. We kind of have. It's not really a Labor Day deal, I would call it.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so Labor Day deal. So a weekly Labor Day deal. So we have a special going on the website right now. Basically, it's a swag pack. So you get a free energy drink, a free beef stick, a shaker, and a T-shirt of our choice. You tell us what size. If you spend $150, you get that pack. Spend $150, you get a free taurine. Spend $200, you get a free taurine and a creatine. Spend $250, you get all three or two plus a creatine. It's a complicated deal. First 100 people get a chance to win a giveaway. We're giving away an ABC, a Fury, and an ISO in a retro duffel bag, which is pretty sick.
Damn.
So we got this cool deal going on. But more importantly, next week, we launch Core Zone.
Yes.
So this is the thing I've been anticipating the most, I feel like, in the past several months, is that's Core Zone. So let's talk about Core Zone a little bit.
So Core Zone. So everyone's going the gamer route, right? I'm just not a gamer. Are you a gamer?
Not really. It's not my thing. Like
It
the
just-
whole like
Oh,
online
dude,
gaming
live.
thing. Not my thing. Not
Ruined
my
it.
thing.
It sucks up too much time.
Exactly.
Too. Like I mean, and especially if you want to get good, like you really need to.
Yep.
You got to put some time in. So
Yeah. If I play a video game, it's by myself. Like I don't want to like.
Yeah.
It's to get away from people, right?
Yeah.
So
What
no,
video
I'm
games
not
do you
into
play?
it. The last one I played was The Last of Us 2. It's crazy. It's like a zombie sort of
Apocalypse?
yeah, it's more like a movie. You know, I like those kind of games.
So we went the route of, I wanted to create a product, nootropic product that basically can be used by everyone, not just gamers. So we are not marketing this as a gaming supplement, although for the people that game who've used it, they absolutely love it. So like for me, this is an afternoon pick me up, 2 o'clock. If I'm not drinking America Energy or something now, Zone in the afternoon
Yeah.
would be money. And I think one of the things we wanted to do is make it not only taste good because people care about that, but like fully loaded across the board on every single ingredient. You know, that was really, I mean, and this is not a cheap product to make with, you know, CDP choline alone
Super
at
expensive.
500 migs. So we really feel that, you know, we would put this up against any other nootropic that's out there right now. And so I'm excited for the feedback on it. You know,
I had somebody ask me, now that you say that, I had someone ask me today about another company's gaming supplement, and my response was, I was like, you should look at this, because it's like sometimes you see that exactly what you're talking about. If that word isn't in there, or like when people say pre-workout, they only think you can take it, say pre-workout or something. And this is kind of one of those things that it fits in, whether it's gaming, anything where you need some kind of mental boost and focus is where you get it. So I get it.
We took it at the TNS anniversary party, didn't you?
Yeah. And once we started talking about that, people were excited for it right away. I loved it. Got me through the weekend, that's for sure. It really
You guys were
helped.
on another level that weekend.
That was another level.
So, guys, we are live on here. If you guys have questions for any of us during this time or Sup Snoop, throw them up in here. But we got a bunch of other questions to get into. Is there anything else you want to get into now? So we got Zone launching next week.
Well, I'm just chomping at the bit to show everybody this A-bomb.
Yeah.
You know,
Which, these are not the final labels. We're still
Yeah, right.
tweaking
There's a
some of
couple
the
tweaks.
textures and whatnot.
they
But
look good,
they do look good. But
and they're getting a lot of hype. And people are asking me. I got retailers hitting me up.
so
every day.
for the first time, why don't we show?
So we haven't released the formula to anybody.
And we're not going to release it right now.
I just
either.
caught something else.
What do you mean? You just caught something else.
Yeah. So see here, the lines kind of stop.
Oh, that's a.
Yeah.
Whoa! Wow.
We got to fix that.
That's an. I
So
don't
this
even
is
know-
what we do here. You
I don't
know?
even know how you caught that.
Hey, I'm smart. Been taking Core Zone.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
It's working.
All right. So what do you think? So go through the formula. You can't say exactly what it is, but
Right.
So-
So just my quick thoughts. Okay, so now a lot of people like Core Fury. I love Core Fury. Great pre-workout. More, I don't know, kind of geared towards everybody can kind of use that one, I think, although it is pretty high stim, like if you go full. But this,
Well, when everybody, one scoop, right? So somebody that's on the lower stem,
Exactly.
you're still going to get the performance out of
You
Fury.
still get the performance.
Right? So everybody, I think, geared for everybody is a good term.
What I'll say when I see this, it's there's some
like
pretty.
that. I don't know what that
I'm
means.
excited.
It's good.
I'm actually really excited.
He's excited. Hit the excited button. Hit the excited
Which
button.
one's that, Doug?
Bottom
Which one's
left
that?
corner.
Bottom left? Oh,
There
that's
you
the
go.
love.
That's how I
the
feel.
love one.
There's some things in here that I really appreciate. I will say if we're going to work out a little bit later on, I would really like to try this.
We do have
beforehand.
some of the.
Yeah, we got some. We got the final, well, the approved version of samples that we have.
Yeah.
So this is definitely the final formula. Just you're going to tweak the packaging.
Yep.
What I like about it too, you didn't scrimp on the performance. There's still good performance ingredients in there, but man, I really this is exciting. People are going to be excited. The people that I know are going to be all over this. They're going to see about 5 ingredients combined together, and they're going to go, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I've been looking for. So
Yeah, I mean, traditionally, Red, White, and Boom has been your high for your high stem junkies, right? Originally with the DMHA, and then came out with the H-bomb formula and all that. So obviously, this does not have DMHA in it because we can't run that anymore.
Right.
But this is as
yeah,
You get there.
you're going to get there.
Yeah, it's going to be as sketch as possible without being sketch. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Yep.
America.
It's
And
America.
And the first thing I said too was, we know where you guys make your stuff at. They have really high quality operation. Every time I use ingredients from that company, they deliver. So this, I know that, because there's a lot of times where you see a formula maybe similar to this, and you take it and you're like, well, that wasn't really what I thought it was going to be. But I know, I'm excited. I'm ready. I want to try this today.
So
if-
we got
if
2
possible.
flavors: Alpine Pew Pew, which is like
one you're
a
holding?
Mountain Dew citrusy lemon lime, and then we have
Wild Blue Yonder.
which is like a fruity mess.
I call it a mixed berry candy. Is how I describe it to a lot of
Really,
people.
but it's even got kiwi in there, which is the
that's not a berry. A kiwi mixed berry.
no, it's not. That's why
No,
I'm
it's
saying.
not.
But
This
it's
is the
delicious.
Alpine
They're
Fruit
they're,
punch?
they're good.
Yeah, because I tried this in the Supremos,
Nice job.
right? It's really good.
I like being outside. This is fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I feel bad because I'm like blowing smoke.
I feel bad for Bird a little bit.
No,
He's
I
just
don't
roasting
mind
in
it.
the
I don't
sun
mind
over
it.
there.
It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Yeah, dude. Come
Are you
on,
get- are
show
you
that.
getting
Show
Bird?
all that hard work, Bird.
Bird's
You've been
been
working
working out.
out.
Look at that.
Shit.
Whoa.
Peeking.
So Bird had 2 hernia operations like back to back last year,
Oh, yeah?
and then he basically lost like 600 pounds
Oh, man.
or 60. How much weight did you lose? 40. 30.
30.
Yeah, because he just
Wow.
he didn't work out. Now he's back into the gym. He's
Yeah.
looking at kissing those biceps.
What's your weight now? Just a little harder, you know, a little
Yeah,
tougher.
yeah.
Yeah.
Get some of that core post.
Yeah.
Post.
Oh, that's his favorite. Like he literally in the middle of the day.
he's also
we look
gluten
over. I'm like,
intolerant.
"What are you drinking?" And he's just like drinking Core
Core
Post
Post.
midday.
So he's
like,
gluten intolerant. He's got a little intolerant to. He can't drink MRP or Grow or anything like that. So he's just drinking Core Post, so sugar carbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like that one. Good idea.
This cigar is really nice. It pulls great. We're getting all these like cards. You can hear the guy cutting the grass over there, the weed whacker.
Right? On location.
People are like,
I can hear
thinking
him.
That's weird. All right, you want to get into some questions here, Meat, or you want to start with some Snoop stuff?
I want to Snoop stuff.
So
Snoop
like,
stuff.
So
who you are? Why should we
Yeah.
care who you are?
So for the viewers that don't know you,
Yep.
most
Yeah.
people probably do, but
Well,
let's
you
act
know.
like they don't, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna get some new
Sure.
followers. We out here, Justin.
That's true.
yeah.
This is big exposure for
This
me.
is
and
big
I
time.
appreciate it.
We out. Ask the boss.
He's got. Look at those aviators too.
They,
That's
do,
my
they feel
bridge.
good. I don't think I'll ever take
Oh,
them
you're
off.
talking about Justin.
Yeah, not
Okay,
yours,
all
bro.
right.
Yeah, they feel right
feel
as soon as I
there.
put them on. Yeah, so you want me to tell a little backstory? Sure. So I think like one thing, you get a lot of people in this, reviewers and everybody wants to talk about products. And the way I came into this industry, quote unquote, is, man, I was just working full-time career, doing my thing. Fitness was always a passion on the side. I started to look more into the ingredients.
So what was your?
and
Let's
things like that.
let's go deep here. I'm going to interrupt
you
you.
want-
everyone.
okay, you want me to
so
go real deep?
what is? Yeah, it's so deep.
Okay.
What
go
was
deep.
what was your job? What was like your before you went all in on this?
Okay, so where I grew up was all through Pittsburgh kind of area, kind of near there, all manufacturing plants, steel mills, all that cool stuff, right? That's what we did. We kind of grew up the whole family did that. Nobody went to college. I was the first person in my family to go to college. So I grew up in blue collar, you know, manufacturing facilities, stuff like that. And then as I got a little bit older, I was like, this is kind of bullshit.
So what were you manufacturing? Like literally steel?
So actually, I worked for GE for a long time. We made trains. It was like the coolest thing like in the world. Like you could just walk up, like we manufactured locomotives. And then as you kind of work your way through the company and stuff like that, you know, there's a lot of opportunities. It's one of the biggest companies in the entire world. So you get a lot of exposure to a lot of people in different positions and things like that. And that was kind of one of those things that sort of changed my perspective on what I could bring to the world, I guess. Basically, I was like, you know, you kind of go down one path. That's what your family kind of did. And I was kind of like, well, I think there was more sort of out there for me. So
how long did you do that?
Off and on for probably, 15 years, 20 years.
Oh, shit.
Are you serious? Technical difficulties.
Right.
Still on the podcast, though.
So what's that mean?
Still going.
What if we get a fan and blew it right on the thing? We're going to keep this rolling, though. Keep it rolling, and then YouTube will just we'll put a picture of Snoop Dogg right now.
There you go.
Something we'll keep it. Can you? There is a fan right in the gym. You could grab it and then
like a stand-up fan,
and then put it right on that thing. Yeah. All right. So
at least pull it out of the
you're
sun
manufacturing
for now,
on and off for how long?
you know.
Probably 15 or so years until I got into more like the corporate setting. You know, we were in management, things like that, working with people a little bit more. So always on the side, you know, fitness and stuff like that was always part of what I did. Just since I was a kid, my dad, you know, him and I would go to the gym when I was like a teenager. And then I started to pay more attention to what I was actually putting into my body, you know, after a while. Because it's hard. You know, I remember looking at a protein tub. That's how it all started. I was looking at a protein tub and I'm like, man, what is this stuff? You know, kind of in the other ingredients. And I was like, is this even like good for me? Is this safe? So I started doing the research and
Have
realized.
you always been, I guess, cognizant of like health or like making sure you were, I guess, what goes in your body? Like, were you always?
Well, blue collar Pennsylvania, coming from Pennsylvania,
it's grease food, baby.
No one knows anything about health and fitness.
Yeah. No, it's not a thing. You just went to work. You know what I mean? You worked your ass off. You killed yourself, basically. And it was always like working out was always a passion of mine, but I never like dug down deep into that aspect of it, like where this stuff was kind of coming from. And that's when I started to sort of look into it, take it more seriously. I was probably, I don't know, early 30s, mid 30s, something like that. Stuff's kind of thinking a little bit more about it. So I realized how hard it was to find information about these ingredients and stuff like that. Because I was like, man, there's got to be like a quick way to do this. And when I went sort of online, I was like, wow, this is kind of a shit show. You know what I mean? So that's when I started to look at. I thought to myself, I'm like, somebody needs to fix this. I didn't know anything about. You know, I ended up making a smartphone app. I said my vision was, say you walk in, because for me, it was time.
So your first thing was from, I'm in manufacturing, I'm getting into fitness.
Yeah.
You know, why don't I make an app?
Right. So the first thing I thought of was, I said, what would be easier for me? You know, you got a busy schedule, stuff like that. I'm not into supplements. It's like, what would be the easiest thing for me? I said, if I were to walk into like a vitamin shop or a GNC, I would want to barcode scan a product and it just tell me everything I need to know about this stuff. You know, these crazy words and these overwhelming sort of sounding terms. But there wasn't anything like it. So that's when I was like, well, I guess this is what I want to do. I had no idea, though.
So how long did it take you from the time of coming up with the idea for the app to actually launching that thing?
Good question, because I got screwed over a couple times, too, where, you know, you go to companies, it kind of ties into like what we do now.
So you were probably looking like online, so finding that somebody overseas who could do the app development. And
literally Google like how to make an app.
Yeah,
because I had no idea how to make an app. I had knew nothing about it. I always tell this story. I said, you know, anytime people talk about how you have to be an expert or they feel they're not capable of starting a business or getting into it, I was like, I knew nothing about making an app or nothing about supplements, and I was like, well, I'm going to make this supplement education app. And that's what I did. So you just have to. So
you're doing this while you're working somewhere else?
Yep. And then there was like there was also like some big layoffs and things like that were sort of coming. So it sort of made me think a little bit harder about, you know, I didn't want other people sort of in charge of my future anymore, because there was a big cyclical thing there where it's like, you know, you would get laid off, you would work, and people are always, you were never comfortable with your schedule and things like that. You know, the economic situation was kind of weird back then. And I got to a point where I was like, man, I'm just so tired.
So what year is this? Is it like 15?
Yeah, so exactly 15. Yeah. You know, we had 2011 was a rough one. We kind of got through that. And then as you sort of bounce back from 11, 2015 kind of started happening. I'm like, man,
Obama economic recovery.
I'm like, I am tired of this shit. So just taking a little bit more initiative over trying to control. I guess it was kind of a control thing. You know what I mean? It's like, man, I don't want to have somebody else where I'm dependent on them for my future. I was like, I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. I just feel like I was like, you know, there's a lot of people that are comfortable in this situation and you know, it should be there. And, you know, you want to go to work every day. You want to come home and take care of your family. I was like, but I got to a point where that just didn't make me comfortable anymore.
So how long, so from the time that you said you were going to do the app, how long did it take to actually launch like V1 of the app?
Probably like, had to be at least a year or so. It was a lot longer process than I could ever imagine. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. It ended up where I was literally like every single night after work, and then I was going to school. I went back to school again. I graduated college when I was like 36, something like that.
So you didn't finish the first time around,
right,
so you went
exactly.
back and got it.
Yeah, I went back when I was younger, but I was working full-time, living on my own, and whatever excuses I want to make for not finishing. But I ended up finishing like in my mid 30s. And yeah, like I said, I was the first person to graduate from college. I was valedictorian. It was pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I had to do the speech and the whole 9 yards. But
nice.
yeah, it was.
What did you study? What was the degree in?
It was just in business. You know, it was kind of like a, you know, part of
General business type.
Right.
Yep.
And you kind of realize like, okay, well, this is, you have to go a lot deeper.
Yeah.
It didn't really teach me anything, but it was a good, you know.
It teaches you how to learn.
Exactly. It teaches you how to like be accountable for yourself too. It's like, you know, a lot of people get into that debate, I think, about like higher education. Is it worth it? I'm like, sometimes it's just about like, well, you have to prove that you are willing to go through this process. Like not everything is fun. Like you're not going to be doing things that you want to do every single day. So it's like, well, kind of like suck it up and just kind of do it.
Even having biochemistry and economics degrees background for me, I literally use like maybe 1% of that on a daily basis, if that. So like everything else came after that. But the process of going through that and having the discipline to set up a routine to actually like, you know, get great grades and, you know, do the dual degree and get through all that, set you up for success down the line and college experience. So like if you're taking college online, it's a different experience than going away to college for the first time. So
for sure,
you know,
yeah, that was kind of thing. I never did do the traditional college experience. I guess like anytime I was in college, I was working and living on my own at the same time. So I never did have like that college experience, but you're 100% right. I get that. I don't think that there's like two sides of that where people are like, oh, you don't need, you know, college. And I get it that there's a lot of opportunities out there, but at the same time, like I said, I think it's more about the process. You have to prove that you can, and if I'm an employer, I want to see dedication from someone. I want to see that someone was willing to go through that process, because you're going to do that for me. You know, you're going to be doing things for me you don't want to do. So what? So the first time you run into something you don't like, you're just going to stop? It's like, no, I don't. Yeah, that's not the thing I want to see.
So you had this idea around 15. You launched in 16-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've been refining pretty much ever since. Like, so what's the evolution?
Yeah, we redid everything. It was about a year and a half ago. I would say it was like the real, because when I did that, it wasn't even really necessarily.
Was it a paid app at that time?
It was free, which was the dumbest decision I ever made in my entire life. That was just absolutely horrendous. But when I launched it, I still had never like really talked to anybody in the industry. I didn't know anything about the industry. It was more like from a technological standpoint, because you see like all these like big things where it's like, oh, there's so much money to be made in app technology, and you can just build.
You're going to build an app, and then I'm going to sell it for $1 billion.
$1 billion, exactly, right?
He's taking offers right now, just so you know. If you're out there and you want to buy it.
So it was never a thing where I was like, I'm not going to follow up on this. You know, I didn't ever foresee it being like a long-term kind of thing. But as I kind of got into it, talk about going through the process, like, oh, okay, things are not exactly how it seems. But now I look back on that, and I mean, that's what taught me everything. Like, why I'm so stubborn and hard-headed about things now is because I'm like, man, that process was grueling, and you get through it, and then it's like, well, no.
When did it transition to paid?
It was so we launched in March of last year, and that's
of 19.
Yeah, that's when we decided to do the. I met my business partner. It was about 2 years ago, and him and I came up with an idea of, you know, let's go beyond just teaching people about ingredients, because we had talked to enough people in the supplement space and in the fitness like realm where it's like, I can tell you what an ingredient does, but then what? there's no like follow up there. It's like, well, how do we take what we know about these ingredients and really like apply them to your life? Like, how does someone take KSM, 5 different people, and it could help that person, each person individually? Like, can it help me, you know, maybe be a better husband, a better father to my kids, less stress? Could I be a better teacher? It's like all of a sudden you see how like people use supplements in very like intimate situations. So we started to sort of come up with this, how do we kind of marry this whole entire process together with the way health and fitness sort of permeates your entire life? And supplements, I think, are the same way. Like, people can use supplements to really, as long as you're using them effectively, it's all about context, I always say, they can really help like dramatically improve parts of your life. And I mean, that's a pretty powerful concept. So we wanted to take it a little bit further.
So all right, so for the people that don't know anything about the app, walk me through real quick so they know what the heck this app is. Obviously, it educates people on supplements, but give them the 30-second elevator pitch.
Gotcha. There's probably 2,500 different ingredients we have. All you got to do is either your search or scan for a product. It'll pop up. It'll give you all sort of like the layman's term breakdowns of.
So you scan any. So you like Cortisone, you would scan the barcode or whatever product.
Barcode,
you know, that's
or
not
is it label?
Yeah, it's a barcode reader on there. Barcodes get to be a pain in the ass because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
It's a total nightmare.
Yeah.
But so you can search for it. Say you find cortisone in there, it'll tell you, right, all the ingredients, but it'll break down. Like I put the terms in there myself, like, because you can't copy and paste this stuff, like say from Examine, because it doesn't make any sense. Like people don't understand that stuff. So I had to actually learn the stuff. That's what taught me. So I give you sort of a breakdown of each ingredient, but then like the way we did the new app, it's got so many like other features where we have user generated reviews by people that actually pay to use the service. So, I mean, they give like, I think as honest feedback as you're going to get. Yeah. You have YouTube video stream where you can watch like other clips. Like if you looked up one of Core's products, you would see videos of you guys, you know, talking, whatever your YouTube stream comes on. Stacked news feeds in there. It's got articles about everything. There's like a reverse search where if you don't know what you're looking for, you just answer a series of questions. The app will.
All right, here's your advertising part. How much does it cost, and what is it called if people want to just search for it real quick?
So what is it called?
How much does it cost, and what is it like? What are people searching for?
Okay, so if you go to the App Store, it's just Supplement Snoop in anybody's App Store, whether it's Android or Apple. It's $20 a month, and then that gets you access to the Supplement Snoop private Facebook group, because we realize you need a lot more. And now we have like people like you guys are involved, which we appreciate, which is awesome for people. Not only can they look up the products and they can find out everything they want to know, but they can also talk to the people that
interact with.
Is that the only way you get into that exclusive, besides being a brand representative? But it's you have to buy the app.
Well, the brands pay too. The brands and manufacturers stuff pay to be in there too. And yes, that's the only way you can get in that group is if you pay. And that was the thing. I was like, you know, there's a lot of
people want community, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's kind of and you see, I mean, the interaction, like how engaged people are there.
I can't keep up some days.
I can't either.
So it was, what was Massive Joe's quote? It was, content is king, but community is kingdom.
Yeah.
I love that quote. Like that's like one of the best
needs to be on
quotes.
a wall.
What's that?
Yeah, we need a silhouette of Joe.
Joseph, get Joe underneath there. Massive Joe.
I gotta meet that guy. I always
let's go to Australia. We've been talking about it a lot lately.
He seems like a really good dude.
So
as soon as Australia gets lifted, which will probably never, we'll go.
I have a catch-up call with him on Thursday, but like, yeah, I haven't been since 18. I've been down there 4 or 5 times. It's awesome.
It could probably fit in like a golf bag luggage.
Yeah.
One
of my big suitcases.
We'll figure that out.
Yo, before we. How much time do we have before we have
break
to
now because you cut off a little bit?
Let's do a quick screen grab for the content for the thing before our cigars run out.
Okay.
So Justin, squeeze your head in here.
He's in. Yeah, you can just stay.
All right, I'm gonna blow a big puff of smoke. You ready, Meat? Ready?
Blow it up.
All right. Dope. All right, nailed it.
I think you're right, though, about the community thing. That was our big thing. We're like, you know, when it comes to health, fitness, all that stuff, you want other people to talk to you about this stuff.
Well, we find it in our ambassador program.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah.
Obviously, ambassador programs, the main point
some of them get a bad rap, but ours is definitely
I think they're great. I think they're great.
The biggest part of our ambassador program is the community.
Yeah.
Like, some of these people, they just want to be involved with somebody that they, like a lot of people obviously love our products and love our brand. They love where it comes from, who we are. And then they're just looking for other people to relate to and talk about that.
For sure.
You know? So keeping that, you do a good job on the Facebook group of it's constantly, there's engagement every single day, different topics every single day. So we're trying to get better at like creating new stuff. I'm supposed to have a supplement breakdown tomorrow, but I'm gonna be
No, we're
driving
going
a
to North
box truck.
Carolina to pick up some more equipment.
Yeah.
It's
That'd be
worth it.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So as an entrepreneur now, so you got an app, right?
Mhm.
On a day-to-day basis, do you now, because it's so full of all these ingredients, do you have to spend a lot of time on that, or are you now moving on to other things? So what is the progression here? Because once you create an app and you do that, you know, there's always more. So like, what else is going on now?
Yeah, so the app, I don't have to spend a whole lot of time on that anymore because it's kind of self-sufficient, but I like to add new products. I still do it manually. We don't have like an automated way to do that, or a way that I trust anyway. So like if you guys come out with new products, especially because you're part of the community, you're part of what people want to talk about.
Yeah.
I will like just go in and add your new product.
So you got to work on zone.
Yeah, like I'll put in Corezone, I'll put in Post, you know, things like that. It doesn't take me that long anymore. You know, it's kind of just down to, you know, it's basically automated for me. So I don't spend a lot of time. I just spend most of that time talking to people like in the community about things like that. That's where I spend most of my time. But then, you know, as we've sort of gone through this process, like, you know how it is when you get into an industry and you have some knowledge, you have some skills, you have some people that you meet, new opportunities like open up every single day, especially.
Yeah, you're doing a lot in South Carolina lately. I feel like there's some stuff going down there that you guys are like secretly talking about, maybe creating something there. And so I bet there's a lot of opportunities that you're starting to get involved in that kind of creating themselves.
The cool thing is like my business partner at Supplement SNOOP, I get all the glory, I get all the FaceTime, but there's like, it wouldn't be what it is without him. He's very good with, you know, he's just one of those people kind of came out of the womb learning how to build businesses, how to scale businesses. And he does.
Does he not want that? Is that just his personality? Because that's usually the case, right? There's always a ton of people behind the brand that people don't even know who the heck this guy is, right? Like,
yes, 100%. He lets me, you know, he kind of does things, you know, behind the scenes. That's where he's more comfortable. He lets me get out there and just be sort of the face of it.
But you don't strike me as this overly extroverted person. Has this been something that you've had to like work on through the years to develop that skill?
You're 100% right, man. I'm not. If anything, people ask me that a lot because I'm on social media every day answering questions. That is not what I ever would have wanted or anticipated, or that's not my style at all. I didn't even have like a Facebook page until we started the group last year because this is not I'm a very private person, I wouldn't say like introverted at all, but I just I choose very carefully who I sort of kind of open up to and talk to and things like that, because it's just not, you see sort of what happens, you know, when people are, I don't know, it's just never been my style. So you're 100% right. Word. I think it's like, you know, people ask me like, well, how do you do this like every single day? I'm like, it's good for me too. Like I do it for me. Like I do it to help people and things like that too. But it's like a good practice for me to make sure that I continue to grow in that way too. It's getting out of your comfort zone that we always talk about. It's for sure getting out of my comfort zone.
All right. So being that you're the SUPP SNOOP and you're an ingredient guy, so I'm going to do, this doesn't have to be rapid fire, but I want to know your top 2 ingredients already. I'm not saying there is a best. So like, you know, Ben, I don't even want to hear it.
Is if we do F, Marry, Kill with ingredients.
With ingredients?
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That. Vaso 6, nitrate, and Hydromax. F, marry, or kill.
Oh, that's the real question?
That's the real question.
You know, I'm not that big on Hydromax. I like glycerol and everything like that.
She could be fun, though.
Yeah. Hydromax could be real fun.
Yeah, I'm going to say...
Like WHOP?
Yeah. Doug's obsessed with WHOP now, bro.
Yeah, I'm going to get rid of Hydromax. I think when it comes to like glycerol, I don't know.
So you're going to kill Hydromax, okay?
Yeah, I think I'm going to kill.
All right.
I'm going, man.
This is you know, Matt is watching this, right?
I know a lot of people
I feel like
are
you're definitely marrying Vaso 6.
I will say, you know what? I might surprise people, but I've always really liked nitrates. I think nitrates are, I think there's more that I can hang on to when it comes to long term. I think that there's going to be some stuff that comes out with Vaso 6, at least from what Matt tells me, that'll be interesting for long term. But I think for right now, I think nitrates are more studied and more. It's
so you're going to have babies with nitrate, and you're just going to have a good time with Vaso 6.
I'm going to be. That's going to be my side hustle.
That might like that.
That was good. I like that.
Yeah. But she's growing on me. Like she might, like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. A side chick? Who's your side chick for the pump products?
For the pump products? Wait. So if nitrates is my,
it was your wife
squeeze.
Yeah.
I really like. I like Vasodrive. I like vasodrive a lot. That's a cool, really cool one. But I kind of like these, you get like pine bark and stuff like that. There's a lot of like cool.
As a pump ingredient.
Yeah. I like that for blood flow. And
So I'm not. So I won't ask it for pump ingredients. But so top 2 on, let's go nootropics.
Ooh, okay. I think, it used to be I like CDP choline. I used to be I really like alpha GPC, but I think the more I use CDP choline, I like it better. Just depends on your use case. I think CDP choline is more energetic. I feel it like a little bit. So if you're going to use a nootropic, I think I like that one better. And I like acetylcarnitine a lot. I'm a huge fan. So that's why I like to see.
My likes core.
Cortisone,
It's
gram acetylcarnitine, 500 CDP
Well, we
choline.
put acetylcarnitine a lot.
Yeah, but acetylcarnitine is great for not only for like the neuro aspect of it right here, but like
covers a lot of bases. So if I'm a formulator,
metabolism and everything,
I'm putting it in there. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I know I've said, like when I first started learning this stuff, and it was against the grain, what like a lot of people would just sort of put out there. I see you guys do stuff like that, like in the same similar vein. Or what's cool is I'll see what your formulas are now, but then like you see like your older formulas, you were already doing a lot of that stuff. Before it was kind of, I don't know, kind of the trendy thing to do now sometimes.
So how about stimulants not including caffeine?
Not
so more of your stimulants, there is a crossover with nootropic.
That, right?
Yeah.
So but it can't be just a straight like a choline prop. Like so.
Sure. Yeah, I like Areadrensis. I like the PEA sources.
Okay.
A lot of people.
Dirty. You're so dirty.
A lot of people.
so dirty.
Found that. So I tell people, I was like, this.
I like it.
The stimulant conversations where I always sort of show. People are like, oh.
And you can have DMHA and DMAA in here. You can go like
full
dirt.
Full. Wow.
Okay. Well, I'll take DMAA.
You like DMAA over DMHA? See, for me, it's DMHA. I get happy on DMHA. I get angry on DMAA.
My heart hurts on DMAA.
Well, the thing about DMAA is, especially you get a little bit older, you don't want those side effects from DMA.
Yeah. Stack it with a nitrate.
Yeah, even nitrates has a hard time combating that vasoconstriction. But it's been a long time since I've had. I should add that.
We're coming out with this new Viagra / DMAA product. What do you think? You think there's a market for that?
Yeah, 100%.
No joke. I saw a product. I think it was the Supplement Advisor posted a product. I think it was like in South Africa that I swear it had like an analog of Cialis and like 75 mgs of DMAA in it. I'm not kidding.
One of the scariest customers of all time back when I was working in stores.
Coke and
I'd come in, I'm trying to, retail meat, trying to sell him on some stuff. He's like, bro, none of this shit works. He's like, best pre-workout I ever took was cocaine and Viagra. I'm like, right on, dude. I bet that does work.
Sure. So if you can replicate that.
He came in like cut off flannel. Like he was tough.
Cocaine
he was
and
tough.
Viagra. I don't think, I haven't checked the FDA list recently. I don't think you can use either one of those. So I think that's
I definitely couldn't sell them.
Because you have a carrion, right? That's the big ingredient that everybody's using now because it's like a PDE5 inhibitor like Viagra and all that stuff. So that's another good one for pump.
The old fast formula said nitrates, but you forgot citrulline. Citrulline could be the side chick, but she's kind of plain, right?
Citrulline's just kind of like
she's like the missionary,
the housewife.
Missionary.
It's gonna have
maybe you marry her, but then you have a side chick's gotta
She's very predictable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you gotta not saying that's a bad thing, just very predictable.
All right, fat burning ingredients, thermogenics.
That's a tough one. Let's see.
I would probably say I am least because I don't take. I mean, the only time I really take a fat burner is if I was cutting. So like I am not. That was probably where my science knowledge is not as high as the other ones because me personally, fat burners, they're sexy to so many people. It's like their number one thing is fat burners. But for me, I'm not so like thrilled on it. Now the new sear product that we formulated, I think is super intriguing. I think people are going to really like that.
We should leak.
I sent him a little tip.
You sent him a little tip.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Just a little squeeze.
Yeah. Little squeeze. All right, fat burning ingredients.
I'm gonna have to go with the carnitine again. I'm not like wowed at it for say weight loss or anything like that, but it is. I think it's a cool idea, right? If you're gonna help mobilize fatty acids and things like that, I'm sure it helps you in some way, shape, or form. I like the sound of Beba, the new one that everybody's using. I like that, but I'm not, you know, how much does that really help? I don't know. I think like you said it best, like if you're really dedicated and you really are regimented and things like that, and you get down to like that nitty gritty, like, yes, absolutely, they can help you. You know what I mean? But it's like, how much is it going to help most people? Probably not. You know what I mean? Like, I tell people all the time, I was like, fat burning ingredients can be anything. It could be a good sleep aid. It could be
anti-cortisol,
protein, right?
Like different levels of fat loss. Right?
Yep. Yeah.
You think fat burning, you think acetylcarnitine is an easy one, right? You're more so helping, I guess, burn, quote unquote, like fatty acids.
Right.
But like things like cortisol, things like what we're doing with sear, it's a different level of fat loss. You know?
Yeah. Anytime you can, I don't know, improve blood flow, or you can improve sleep, or you can get better quality nutrition. I mean, aren't those are kind of fat burners, right? So.
All right. So, in the industry,
How are we doing over there, Brick?
we good? We got
Just
to
yell.
right. Yeah. So in the industry, what is one thing that you see right now going on that you just can't stand that gets under your skin?
Do we have a
Like what is the cringe where like the SUPP SNOOP like gets under your skin that is like your pet peeve in the industry right now?
You know,
and I know that's a broad question in the industry, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I definitely know what you mean. I think that because that's why I try to just basically like put blinders on and just do what we do, because when I get out, I see things that it just drive me nuts. Like the way, you know, you try to read like Instagram comment sections or something like that. It's just a bunch of people just going back and forth, just throwing, you know, it's like, it's such a waste of time. But I would just say the reason why I do things the way I do them is because it's so easy to put your opinion out there that people do it, to me, it's just so irresponsibly when it comes to people's health and stuff like that, that's why I'm so like staunch about the way I try to do it. I don't want to sit and like complain about what other people are doing. I just want to make sure that there's an alternative. I think it's too easy to copy and paste stuff and just pretend it's your opinion. But when I hear people say, like, give recommendations to strangers about what to take, like people come to you because maybe they're scared to go to their doctor, or they're embarrassed. So they ask you, right? They ask you, like, they might be really struggling. Like, you meet enough of these people, you know that they're going through real struggles, like, in their lives. And then you have, you know, just some person just trying to get the attention of some company, trying to kiss somebody's ass. You're trying to get views where everything's based on clicks and stuff like that. And I think that the problem I see is everything's digital, right? Everything is, but it still comes down to people helping people. And that's the thing where I'm like, you know, that other stuff, all the metrics and all, you know, trying to get attention. That stuff is just totally screwed up. I think like a really important area, which is people's health and, you know, really trying to help people.
So I know you do consulting now for brands and nutrition stores and whatnot. Have you ever thought of starting your own brand? I'm sure you've been asked this a million times, right? Yeah. Have you ever thought of starting your own brand or your own retail side or?
I mean, I also I see what it takes to really like start a legitimate brand that's going to make like a real impact. I mean, it's a lot of work. Now, it's not hard to go get started and just, you know, okay, I'm going to call up a contract manufacturer and I'm going to make my pre-workout that I'm super excited about. But to really make something that's going to get a foothold, I mean, you guys, I mean, you've been at Core. I mean, this is a
15 years.
Process, right? It's a long time. And it's like, do I just want to be just another person, you know, I just don't, like, if I could do something, you know, but people like you are thinking about what can I do different every day of your life. And so it's like, I feel I can be more beneficial in the role I am, where it's like, I can help sort of get people through the weeds and find companies like Core, rather than just trying to be another. Because what would I do? I would just I'd be like looking at your labels going, yeah, let me make another one and I'll slap my name on there. And it's like, I don't think that helps. I think that if anything, that just hurts. It hurts you guys. It hurts other people that I know that are trying to do, you know, it's another, I mean, I've thought about it, but
you know, 5 years ago, I would say that every bro wanted to own a supplement shop.
Yeah.
Like that's the dream, man. If I just had my supplement shop or like own a gym, but most bros are not qualified to run a business or run a gym. And so like a lot of people do it, throw a ton of money in it. And that's why a lot of these places close very quickly, because there's so much more to it to do it right. Yeah. And then nowadays I see that on the brand side. which is
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
I'm like,
I was trying to.
did
get
I
my
say
foot.
something?
Sorry.
Did I say something? You kicked me.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Now I see it on the brand side, which is kind of crazy, right? Like now everyone is bringing out a pre-workout, or everyone thinks they can start a brand. But like we were talking about earlier, there's so much more to it, right? To do more than it doesn't take for you probably could run a pre-workout, $10,000 you could get started, right? But you're not going to have liability insurance. You're not going to be doing all the things. You're not going to have legal compliance on the labels. Manufacturers probably half sketch. There's just so many things that go into it that I think a lot of people just overlook.
Yeah, there's like no long-term plan. You're like, okay, well, I'm going to come out with this really cool pre-workout, and every magic, that whole if you build it, it will come kind of thing that people think. They're like, oh, well, I have a lot of passion. So that's actually how we got into the consulting part of it, is because we kept having brands, people come to us that are struggling. They're like, we don't get it. Like, what am I doing wrong? I have all these cool ingredients in this pre-workout. And it's like, well, I tell people, I was like, nobody really cares. Because a lot of people have really cool, and they talk about having passion. I was like, have you met some of these people? Have you met Doug? He's pretty passionate about his business. I was like, it's that, you get into this business, they're not funded, right? They don't have access to the resources. You don't even know, like you said, with your manufacturers, do you have a good relationship with them? Are you even getting quality ingredients? And you think you're just going to dive in and compete against these people who this is their livelihood that they've been building for. So people have this totally false idea of what they're going to do. But now you have you get places, you have Amazon where can you do retail? There's all these different distribution channels. And it's you can take somebody if you have a real passion. I don't ever begrudge someone from starting their own business, but it's go in better equipped than because you're not equipped. I'm pretty sure there's so many things you still learn on a day-to-day basis.
15 years ago, I was not equipped.
Right.
We started with $20,000 and, yeah, that was a long road. I didn't take any money out for 7 years, and luckily I had a good day job. That's what a lot of people don't understand. So to go all in on it, it's just you need to do it right. You really probably should have about $500,000 to get started, and put money behind it. Maybe $250,000 you could get by, but
say that again for everyone.
$250,000 to $500,000 to, and that's even kind of on the small side, right?
Yeah.
Your first run of products, if you're launching with 4 products, that's $100,000 right there just in product, right? Not to mention you got to do advertising and legal review and all of that. So then you got to have working capital, you got to pay employees, you got to have somebody, unless you're just going to pack it all yourself, which is probably not reasonable. Maybe you can do that at the very beginning, but there's just so much that goes into it. And
you get people too, it's they'll tell you a story about, and they're like, well, people don't really care about your story. Maybe when you're successful or when you become a name, then people want to hear your backstory. Nobody wants to hear your backstory when you first get started. Nobody knows who you are.
That story doesn't become a story until after.
Yeah, and then you're okay, when I launched the original app, you guys didn't ask me to come on the show. Tell my story.
Yeah, who the f is this guy?
Hey guys, I
probably
reached out to you
in 1 second.
1 second. All right, ready, break. All right, break.
It's a good segue, right?
Smart.
See, collect the gold dust. No matter how, you got to collect the gold dust. That's what Carl's favorite thing is. You save $5,000 here, you save $100 here, collect the gold dust. All right.
Well, one thing I was going to, so we're still going, right? Well,
yeah, we're good.
Well, and this is kind of the dangerous, but also beneficial part with social media is someone can see you on social media every day and listen to your podcast and stuff, and they'll see your story. Okay, you have retail stores, you have, a brand, you're doing some really cool things, and people go, well, I'm going to do that. That's what I want to do. I'm going to be the next Doug Miller or whatever. They're not appreciating the process sort of involved. So it's you're seeing sort of some false things and then a lot of people on Instagram and things like that, you want to show off just all the good stuff. Nobody wants to see, when people ask me about the app and stuff like that, I was like, well, I wasn't showing myself going through research every night after work and school and stuff. Nobody wants to see that stuff, and that's the stuff that kind of leads to it. So there's that false sort of impression that I think a lot of younger people and stuff like that too run into, and they go, oh, let's start a brand.
Nappy Nerd wants to know if you're enjoying our beef stick with our balls.
He would say something like that.
All right,
Justin is enjoying his time.
Yeah, so we talked about the worst thing that's going on right now. So what is the trend or one of the really positive things, because we got to end on more of a positive note as we roll over to these questions. Like, what do you see going on right now? I mean, I see that you are part of a good collaboration in your SIRS group, which is the Supplement Industry Roundtable, which, you know, is a interesting collective of people, right? Like, but like, you kind of, well, you're not really competitors, you know, but kind of you are. I mean, like, you know, you kind of are, but you're working together to put out good content. So I could see that's an easy positive thing, but like, what do you see in general in the industry that's happening?
So one thing that, and I think your brand is a good reflection of this, is it was a couple years ago when I first started talking about like products and stuff like that. I was like, you know, everybody's into pre-workouts and performance stuff. I was like, but we talk about the other 23 hours of the day, right?
Yep.
There's all these people, you know, like yourself and things where a lot of the general health-based like products and stuff like that were out there, a lot of like Amazon stuff where it's all, you're not really getting what you're paying for. It's all grocery store stuff. And those people are just scarfing that stuff up left and right. And it's like, there's some people out there that have the resources and have the knowledge to really like make an impact on people's health. So what I like that I see is now you're starting to see like this competitive side of people getting into the other 23 hours of the day is basically what I talk about a lot is, you know, you have the core zones, you've got all your, you know, you've got the greens, you've got all these other things that not just going to help your workout, but it's going to help you throughout the entire day. And then when you start seeing, you know, brands get into it like that and the competition there, I mean, everybody wins when it comes down to, you know, how can we help people throughout their entire day? And that's the big trend that I really like to see in the industry is that we've gotten away from just the 1 hour workout, you know, where we're focused on that. We're focusing on the rest of the day.
All right. So one last question. I'm going to separate this into two parts because we're here, and so you have to say one of our products. So we're going to say, what is your favorite product that is launched in 2020? And we're going to say, from our family of brands, is one question. And then we'll take the other side, which is can't be our family of brands. What's your favorite product? And it can be whatever. And if you have to say like a close second, you know, that's fine too. I'll give you some leeway there because I know that's a difficult question.
That is, there's so many good ones.
And again, just to be clear, I didn't say the best.
Right.
I said your personal favorite.
I would say the one that the core one that I gravitate most towards that I want to use the most is Post. I think Post is like a really, because, and Patrick and I were talking about this earlier, what I focus on, because Intra would be my other one, Intra and Post. Those are the areas that I realized, yes, the workouts do matter, but that recovery process, the intra process and stuff like that has become so much more important to me personally that's where I've seen the most growth is by paying more attention to those areas. So I think the Post one is one that I'm.
So let's pause there for a second because this is I don't say this is cuts deep, but this is like one of my kind of pet peeves, right? Because there's a school where it talks about like recovery is not the anabolic window. Let's talk about the anabolic window, right? The anabolic window.
Right,
yeah. Not everyone. There's a lot of people, I call them like, you know, like the study whores, right? And they'll just say that the anabolic window is complete bullshit, right? And which I don't, first of all, I don't agree with.
Yeah, I don't either.
And they say the anabolic window is 24 hours, you know, like, but I will say this, that, you know, anecdotally, especially if you're a hard trained athlete, like if you're going in there and you're mushing it,
right?
Okay, you know, like it might not. But if you're in here crushing it for an hour and a half, lifting weights, and you know you're really working hard, having a solid post-workout recovery is so crucial. And when we first opened Arlington Nutrition Corner, and I spent a lot of time in the retail store and on the floor, one of the things that I always did, and it became our number one, our core PWO, which is the core Post before we changed the name, was our number one selling product because people were coming in and like I'd spend a lot of time with them talking about their regimen and what they're doing, and they're like, I just can't make gains, I'm just not recovering, blah blah blah. The only switch I would make is I said, well, what are you doing post workout? Oh, I have a shake. I'm like, okay, what's in your shake? Whey protein, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I said, dude, listen, if I had to choose between just carbs and just protein post workout, I'd probably just do just carbs. I was like, listen, try this for 2 weeks. Try core PWO for 2 weeks and then come back and tell me if it made a difference. And literally 99 times out of 100, it was a significant night and day difference, you know? And so for me personally, I don't think I've trained sometime in the last 15 years without having a good solid foundation post-workout. I think it's so important.
Yeah, and one thing that you said in there that I want to elaborate on a little bit is when it comes to like studies and things like that, studies are great. I love studies, love reading them and stuff like that. But then it comes to, well, okay, let's put that into practice.
Yep.
Because, right, your body is crazy. It does kind of crazy things. So one thing that I've noticed when I started to incorporate exactly what you're talking about, I'm like, okay, I feel better. I've made more progress in the gym and anything like that. I was like, so I don't really, like, I mean, if you want to tell me that there's a study that says that I'm wrong, I'm like, I already did it. Like, so I can just prove it. So I just say, here you go, here's the results. So it's nice when you can kind of like put the studies, you know, put what we know about the whole thing. And, yeah, you know, in a way, maybe it's like, okay, what you do in 24 hours does, right, obviously help, like whether you're sleeping properly, but I think especially what I've noticed with the post-workout part of it, that sets you up
Yes.
for the rest of your day to
Yep.
just be more efficient with everything you're doing. And I think it becomes more and more important, you know, as you get a little bit older. We're both 40.
Yeah.
It's huge. I mean, that is, I would much rather focus on that intra to post, especially because I don't like to eat beforehand. So core intra was a huge one for me, because it still allows me to train hard, you know, during that workout, because you're getting the amino acids, you're getting the carbs. And then if you combine that with the post, that's where my heart is these days. But I'm focusing more on that window. Has changed everything for me.
Yeah.
Personally.
All right. So non-core family.
Non-core family.
And then favorite White Claw flavor.
Oh boy.
That's a good segue to
That's what somebody asked you.
Yeah, I think the one that I really like, you know, you're good friends with Ben over at Morphogen. He came out with his Morpho Pump, which is not it's not a necessarily like a pre-workout pump product. It's more, he's like, I want to design this to be for an overall, like you split it up throughout the day for overall cardiovascular health, overall better blood flow, feeling better. That product has really impressed me, and that's one I've been using basically like every
Do you
day.
feel more pumped throughout the day? Like when you take it, do you get better pumps all the time?
It's noticeable. It's noticeable. There's a massive monster dose of Acarian in there, and
that's
got weird.
Yeah, but I like the idea of it for long-term health. That's just where I'm thinking more about these days is, okay, the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, where am I going to be at? I think that stuff like that we're seeing in products like that we're going to adhere to.
Cool. All right, White Claw flavor.
Okay, well, here's a segue.
Favorite bourbon. How about that?
Well, here, perfect. White Claws or whiskey? That's the
that's
question.
an easy one.
That is, who would dare? Definitely whiskey. Blanton's is my favorite.
Okay.
Bourbon.
Yeah.
You got all the horsies?
I like the Buffalo Trace.
You collect the horses?
I wish. They're hard to find these days too. Like the
Blanton's is hard to find, period.
It's getting hard to find. But anything Buffalo Trace I like is probably more where I would lean to first. They would be the core nutritionals of my whiskey.
There you go.
Ooh.
Cue the music.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Give him the twinkle.
A little twinkle in his eyes. All right. So we good? We're gonna move on to some of these
we're good.
questions.
We're good. What's our time out here?
We're at right at an hour.
Oof.
So we're gonna speed through some of these.
I got you.
I'm gonna try to. Some of them are more brand questions.
Oh,
Doug
geez. Do
questions,
we even
but-
have the Ask the Boss up from last week? Oh, today. All right, so that's going up today.
Word.
Did you send it? All right, cool.
Okay.
Don't
so
mind
there's
us.
a couple.
We were late last week because of travel.
A-Bomb, Miracle Labs questions. So let's do these three. So when will A-Bomb be available in stores?
Well, in theory, it's October 12th. That's on our calendar for the launch date, but it's all, everything's ready except for we're finalizing the tweaks on the art of the label, right? Like, because the textures and all that. Like,
Is that a significant date for any October 12th? Is that any significance or just the date?
Columbus Day.
Oh.
We're celebrating Columbus Day.
That's pretty awesome. I figured there was an angle in there somewhere.
I don't know. I just kind of made that up. I think it's Columbus Day.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, you know, and if that doesn't work, we could push it off to Veterans Day in November. But we need to get these out. We've literally, so the thing here, so people know, like,
That's awesome.
We put America on a pause for a long, like pretty much the year, because Core took so much energy, and like, I mean, we literally this year are going to launch like 100 different SKUs.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And so like, now is the time to, we call it the American Revival. So we're going to be doing all this stuff. We're working on the energy drink. We got so much stuff in the works. So,
Okay, so how is A-Bomb different than Red, White, and Boom?
well, it
is Red, White, and Boom.
It is an A-Bomb version of Red, White. So are they asking about the regular Red, White, and Boom?
Yeah, the everyday Red, White, and Boom that we sell
I would say this is more hardcore
Yeah,
than
this is going to be more aggressive.
more aggressive than the regular everyday red, white, and boom.
Yeah.
The key with, I think, red, white, and boom is to keep the principle of it the same, the performance ingredients that you
Yeah, we'll say that the performance, like the creatines, the beta-alanines, the citrulline. This has some other good, this has some little
extra
twinkle
It's got some goodies
pump in there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
like a little side fling, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See,
There's going to be some people that are going to go,
like that.
I like that.
Okay, so new formulation on A-bomb and Stars and Pipes, question mark?
So, so you're going to be seeing a lot of exclusive stuff coming from America Labs. And I was just talking to Justin about my idea for
Stars and Pipes.
Like,
Super juice. Excited.
I just think that would be...
Yeah, I love it.
That would be like worlds colliding, if you know what I'm saying. If
starting more.
Anybody who knows anything might be able to figure that out, but like...
I'm all in on
on
it.
the pump side. Yeah, they don't know.
Yeah,
no one has no idea what we're talking about, but Justin knows what
If
I'm
I
talking
didn't know, I had no clue.
I think it's a good idea.
If you didn't know, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, if you didn't know. If I didn't know, I wouldn't know.
All right.
Okay, so those are the America Labs questions. Let's do some training stuff. Let's see. Thoughts on low volume, high intensity training for gaining muscle? Justin, what's your training style?
My training style, I'm in a push-pull legs routine.
Okay.
I like it because it's versatile.
Yeah.
Like, I like to train a lot. You know,
Do you do like a push B?
I do in ways depending on how the intensity was, because it's all about, like, for me, it's a lot of volume. So, you know, if I overdo, say if I'm doing push, maybe one day is more chest dominant, next day is maybe more shoulder dominant or something like that. I just, at this point, I like to train a lot. It's what is good for me.
A lot meaning like a long time per workout or multiple times a week?
Multiple times
Like
per
you like
week.
to train 5, 6, 7 days a week, or like
I like to get in the gym basically, I don't want to say every day, but most every day, and at least do something, you know, whether it's, you know, whatever. It's just good for me, you know, to have that balance. So I like push-pull.
So what about your thoughts on low volume, high intensity training?
It's just not, I mean, it's not my style. I think that would...
You know my answer on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think...
So I'm not...
It's like too negative.
When I was coaching, I switched a lot of people on who were doing like a max OT, like just HIIT style training, to a more higher volume training, and I found a huge difference in their growth. I think a lot of natty athletes undertrain. I know when I first was reading Flex magazine coming up through the age, like overtraining the devil's spawn or something, you know, like you know, everyone was afraid of overtraining. But then it was weird because in the same magazine you'd have these workouts with like 40 working sets or something like that. So it was a little bit weird, but like I think there's a lot of natural athletes that just are afraid to overtrain. And so like overtraining is tough. I think you'd be surprised at how much your body can really handle and adapt.
100%. I think I've been training even like, and it's kind of just people ask me because they've seen me training like twice a day and stuff like that, sometimes a lot later, and not taking days off, and they'll ask me, and I'm like, really, I'm doing it to see. It's like an experiment on myself. Like, can I? And I'm like, wow, your body can handle. It can handle a lot, especially if you're still getting my intra, my post,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
And taking
You're
care
fueling
of
it, right?
It becomes, and it's like, okay,
And sleeping, right?
and
Like
sleeping is huge.
no overtraining, just undereating. You know what I'm saying,
Right. Yeah, for
brother? Brother.
Yeah, and actually, right, I don't even really sleep that much either. But your body is just amazing in adaptation. I think it's just that we get into this where we just have to produce content when it talks about working out and stuff like that. It's just go. Just go figure it out.
Yeah.
Go figure it out.
I think too many people, just one more thing point on that. I think too many people get tied down, or they get paralysis by analysis in terms of figuring out their training, like what training is best. Well, there is no best, right? Really, like there you go. And like they really think like, so they're trying all these different things, or they're not trying all these. They just get so wrapped up into trying to find the optimal that they just don't just work hard. Just like go in there, do it, give something a good run for 12 weeks and figure out how you feel, feel, and
try it all.
Yeah.
It's all fun. I mean, so you've been training, I don't know, 25, 30 years probably, roughly. It's like, you know, you got to.
No, about 22, shit. Oh, 23 years, yeah. I started, it was like 17, 23 years.
You're going to have to change some things up. You're going to have to try different things. It's like you got to figure out how you're going to adhere. People always want to adhere to something for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what about 20 years from now? You still want to be there.
Yeah.
Does your average lifter who takes whey protein daily have any need for a BCAA supplement?
Actually, yes. So I I am totally against the whole like BCAA thing. You know, like all of a sudden it started becoming worthless. That's not true. And I proved this. So not on purpose. I train. I don't like to eat beforehand. So I train with BCAAs, and I've been using amino acids intra workout for, I don't know, 20 years. And then I forgot my aminos the one day going to the gym. I put a scoop of like carbs in there, but I forgot my BCAA. I'm telling you what, I noticed it immediately.
In one day.
I swear to God. Yeah.
Placebo.
Yeah. No, I didn't.
Really?
I didn't notice.
Oh, you didn't know, and then you realized afterwards.
And I realized, I was like, man, I just really kind of. So then I tried it a couple of days in a row without the aminos, and I did notice a difference. But that's like when
you're dialed in, right? You're dialed in. So I mean, I'm a huge believer in BCAAs, and you guys have probably heard the podcast where Kenton tore up the guy. But I think EAAs are great, right?
Yeah.
EAAs, BCAAs. To say BCAAs are worthless, that was the dumbest marketing shtick, right? Like, it just doesn't make, for bros out there that are eating, 6 times a day, like, you think there's a difference between BCAAs and EAAs? There's not.
Right.
So anyways, yeah, absolutely. I think they're definitely worth it.
There's cases where it's like a little redundant, but that's, so what?
Yeah.
Okay. Where was I going with this one? Okay, so why is the Snoop Troop the best family in the supplement industry? This is Claudio Roman. Claudio.
I love that guy. It's been something that I never even really anticipated. I didn't know it would play out the way it is. But, we wanted to put a barrier of entry into this because I was like, it's nothing against people that want free information and just want to go regurgitate stuff online. But I was like, that's not what we want to do. We wanted to build people that are really invested in this whole process and in each other. And, it took a little bit of time sort of to get it off the ground, but now I can't keep up. And it's like people just, you want that sense of community. And there's just some people that they really don't have time for all that other stuff. They have, things, and that's what we built it for. And now, I mean, that was our entire vision from the very beginning. And now we're seeing it come to fruition. And it's honestly like humbling for me to even see it, where I see people, they're becoming friends with each other. They help each other. I don't even have to. It's like, that was always the concept. I was like, I'm not the person standing here going, I'll give you all the answers. It's like, everybody should be able to pass this stuff on to each other. And that's what we see in that group, which is what is amazing.
Oh, awesome. My phone is like
super hot. Like
it's
birds.
It's pumping.
It's on fire.
It's literally like.
It's probably going to shut down here in a second.
Yeah, I'm just going to end that.
So Justin's had Doug's balls in his mouth several times now. So ETA and Doug's balls.
Oh, you tried a new ball today.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, the cookie dough was amazing.
Ooh.
It was amazing.
Got a little sneaky
tidbit
foreshadowing in there. When are the balls hitting the market? We go over this a lot.
That's a great question. So everything is in. So we finalized. We're launching with fruity cereal, cinnamon raisin crunch or cinnamon raisin cookie, and then peanut butter chocolate chip. Those are the 3 flavors we're launching with, and then we have about probably 4 to 5 other on the back burner, including cookies and cream, cookie dough,
double chocolate,
salt, sea salt. Maybe we're going to tweak that one.
Yeah.
An almond joy, like a coconut.
Our favorite.
Yeah, we got a lot in the works.
What else do you have? Red velvet? You have red velvet protein too?
But we don't have that one yet. Like, we haven't finalized that one yet. But the biggest thing we're waiting on now is packaging. So we're in packaging design phase now, and there's just so much that goes into it. Because not only do you need to, these are going to be in resealable packs, and they're going to be in boxes, right? So we got to design the boxes. We got to do the resealable bags. That's all that's probably the longest lead time. I'm really hoping we can get this thing done in 8 weeks from now. So before Black Friday would be my goal.
Yeah,
and I just think these are I would much prefer to eat these balls, 5 balls, than a bar. I just think there's something different experience about them, and you get 5 of them. That's a lot. That's more filling.
Yeah, the bars, and I got to try. Was that one of the final versions of your bar? That was
good.
One of
Dave's, Dave's been working on the recipes for this for a long time, so that's his current recipe.
But it is cool. This is different.
We're trying to take to manufacturing. It's just been tough transition on that.
Yeah.
So, the cool thing about this is a lot of people will go to a bar manufacturer and say, hey, I want to make a bar. And they're like, okay. And then they start sending them. So which we did that. We went down that route too. And we rejected everything that people sent us. We even gave them very specific stuff. So we said, screw this, we're doing this in-house. And luckily we have Dave, who's like a bald genius, right? Or a bar. Like that's his passion, right?
He goes home and he starts baking.
Like that's what he does. And so like we've literally given this formula to our manufacturer. So like all the R&D is literally in-house, which is different from, I would say, probably every other bar out there. You know, I don't know, maybe Mark made the outright bar because that's very simple, right? Like maybe he made that in the kitchen to start, but like we literally told him, no, I want you to use 3 grams of this and 4 grams of this in each pack of 5, you know, like very specific. And we're now doing that with the bar, on the bar side too.
Nice.
So we'll see.
Okay. Ass or tits?
I'm an ass man.
Both.
Ass.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know, man.
That's the beauty part. You don't have to choose.
So you're ass and titties.
Yeah, we'll go both.
Titties. Wop.
Okay. Is getting your prostate checked sensational? If so, please explain.
I have never had like my
I haven't
prostate.
either.
This is definitely Meat Brigade
No,
question.
that's like 50. You don't get that done. So I do get my
I mean, not officially.
my prostate, not on the record.
Right, not on the record. Like, no
I-
one was taking notes.
I get my prostate like hormone level checked because I have prostate cancer in my family. So starting when I was 38, every year I get a check just because you got to watch trends, right?
Yep.
So I do that, but I haven't got rubber gloved. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
I don't think that starts till you're 50.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that too. I haven't either.
Kind of looking forward to it.
You think it's sensational?
I don't know. Man. I don't know if you're gentle.
Yeah.
You got a nice doctor.
Yeah, nice doc.
Have some whiskey first.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
loosen it
that's
up. What?
Make it a good time.
Yeah.
Gotta love Sam P, who's in here. All right, we're going to move on to some of my questions. He's in here too. We're going to wait for his because he's out there. Let's see. What ingredient does Snoop feel is most overrated or most underrated? So we asked some ingredient questions, but not that specifically. So.
Yeah, I get that overrated question a lot, and I like never really have an answer because it's like it's so much about context. Like you can take a great ingredient and use it inappropriately, and then all of a sudden it doesn't really make a lot of sense. So I actually never really come up with an answer for that. Underrated would be creatine. I don't know why people still fight it. I don't know. Like people just still have that false. It was like whatever marketing happened when we were in like the late 90s, like maybe early 2000s. Really, just we can't get away from that with this. Like where creatine is some. I mean, people don't realize that you make it naturally, like in your body. So they're like, well, like now I hear people talking about being non-responders. It's like that's not like a thing. Like it's you make it in your body, so you're not like a non-responder. It's just a weird thing. So, but overrated, I don't know. There's just really nothing that like really sticks out. People ask me that all the time.
All right, another ingredient question. Don't you think pregnenolone in a pre is risky for consumers?
No.
It's hormonal and can cause sides. Question.
I do
At
not.
10 milligrams, please tell
10
me the
milligrams.
sides.
No, I do
For
not.
the Glory 316.
No.
No, I don't.
Shot down, bro.
And in fact, it is
Pregnenolone is awesome.
it is an incredible ingredient. Like it just, and the big thing that we get coming from a brand built on natural bodybuilding, you know, we were this was like the first thing that I did when we were researching putting it in. It is not prohibited by WADA,
Right.
which is huge, right? Like, so like it's a safe product to take, and at 10 milligrams, it gives you a nice, I call it a neuro hormone, right? It is like the grandmother of all hormones, like, cause it is a precursor to everything. But like, trust me, you could take 500 milligrams of well, I'm not telling you to do that, but like you're not going to have test levels of, 2000 by taking pregnenolone.
Right.
It doesn't work
10
that way.
milligrams. 10 milligrams is pretty. Yeah, I love pregnenolone. Exactly what you said. I think people don't realize it's a precursor to so many things. So people will say, well, can you tell me about pregnenolone? It's like, well, you have, I don't know, 12 hours? Because that's how long it's going to take to talk about all the different things it can kind of help with.
For me, it's a sense of well-being ingredient. So that's why we put it in zone.
I like the word euphoria.
Yeah. Like it gives you a nice feel.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
And actually, I think it's a great product for women to take.
Fury too,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
It's in Fury. It's in Zone. I think we're putting in maybe other things. Could Core Zone be better than taking daily energy drinks?
1,000,000% yes. Good grief.
There you go.
I mean,
the formula is way different than an energy drink.
yeah.
there's way more, I would say, brain benefit coming from cortisone.
Brain health. So so the Bacoba and the neurofactor would be like what I would consider more like the brain health side of it.
Yeah.
You know, that could really, you know, it's going to provide a benefit for it, like literally brain health, not just the focus aspect of it, but you know, Bacoba was used in Alzheimer's patients, and then the neurofactor is kind of like a protective ingredient.
Yeah, neurofactor. I don't know. It's a great formula. I wish, and you can do both. Like I get it. A lot of what's behind energy drinks is the experience of the can, and you know, you guys
Let's
have
be honest,
like
it's the
cool
taste.
Right, it's good taste. You got a cool, and it's just cool, right? And that like makes you feel better. It's kind of like part of that whole supplement question is like, well, if it makes you excited to go about your day, if it makes you excited to go to the gym, you know, that's a good thing. But I mean, if you really want to talk about giving energy and, you know, brain, you know, support, I mean, Zone would blow it away.
Yep. Cool. All right, it's gonna get weird.
Sweet.
All right, rapid fire the weird ones.
What is the best cheese to go on a cheeseburger?
American.
Munster.
I love Munster cheese.
Me too. Pepper Jack is acceptable.
I think pepper jack on.
I think American kind of has to be the answer, though.
American. I mean,
I'd go American.
It's the original cheeseburger.
I mean, it's
kinda.
got a, yeah.
But I like a little spice.
What's that? White or yellow?
Yellow.
Yeah. See, I do like white American over, but like I'm not a cheese guy. Oh, was that racist?
Bro, you're racist.
Look, yellow cheese matters too. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna get all the thumbs down now.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your favorite president ever?
Whoa, favorite president ever?
Ever.
Jeez.
That's whew.
Yeah.
What if he said Trump?
What about your lifetime?
Get your house burned down.
Right? Yeah. I don't want to say the OG George Washington. Right? Gotta be the
That's
original.
pretty, or Lincoln. I mean, Lincoln's pretty classic, right? Like.
Yeah. I think he's just lucky social media wasn't around back then.
Oh,
I think we wouldn't think
they'd
of him
find
the same
something,
way.
right?
Yeah, they'd find
Racist.
There was a payoff there.
2 minutes? Oh, man. This is pressure. All right, let's just keep with the presidents. Or the political. Who would be more interesting to see take a scoop of A-bomb? Pelosi or Sleepy Joe?
Jeez.
Joe definitely needs A-bomb.
He needs it more.
He needs more zone.
He would be more interesting, though, because...
Yeah, Joe needs zone. Pelosi needs A-bomb.
Yeah.
She'll get angry.
I'd like her to take about 20 scoops at once.
Yeah. she would be a sight to see.
Death threat? What was that?
No, I just kind of.
She would have been able to. She would have been able to rip up that speech without it being pre-cut for.
Oh
her.
yeah, right, exactly.
Or come up with a better excuse for why she was getting a haircut. And
I demand an apology. That was not.
Who?
No,
For me?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, I got it now. Also, Sleepy Joe seems like an awesome name for America's sleep formula.
We've thought about it. We were gonna do a nighttime coffee flavor. American Energy.
Sleepy Joe.
I think in Bird's time frame, I don't think I can ask any other
Just
questions.
go. Just keep going. Hold on.
A quick break.
Yeah.
How you doing? You doing good over there?
I'm good, man.
We back?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Back?
All right.
Marathon.
We're going.
Let's go
on,
5 minutes.
Minute 20.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. All right.
Bird's like, my computer's gonna burn.
Did you
down.
get bullied in school, or were you the bully?
You know what? I was like friends with everybody. I was like, I didn't want to be like in groups. I didn't like that stuff. You know what I mean? Where
That was
I
me.
don't
I got
like
bullied
people.
as a little kid though, because I was fat.
Patty Mayo?
Yeah, Patty. Dude, I got chased down. People call me Patty Mayonnaise from Doug Funny or whatever. And like, well, I chased the kid down. So I got called Patty Mayonnaise over and over and over.
Beat his
and I
ass.
just had enough, so I was chasing the kid.
You're like,
and then his friend pushed me from behind. I fell on that kid and broke my wrist.
oh,
True
dude.
story.
Yeah.
All cause of Patty Mayonnaise.
Oh man.
So
And then you went ballistic like the kid on A Christmas Story when he just starts cursing and wailing on the bully.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah, yeah.
He Pat blacks out.
yeah,
I could see that.
enough's enough sometimes.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You know? But I was
Sometimes
friends with everybody.
Just sometimes that happens here. Just so you know, when I push Pat to the limit, like, there is definitely some times where he'll storm off and he'll like, just enough's enough.
Enough's enough. Have a little spasm.
And then I'll be like, okay.
And then he'll,
Like, you're right.
he'll
I'll
caress me. And
I'll feel bad. Yeah.
Come
yeah.
here.
Okay. All right, last one I got. Favorite memory with your significant other.
Well, for me, like I always hear this too, and I tell people that are like getting married, My wedding was the best. I had the best time.
My
at my
wedding
wedding.
was
It
the
was
best.
freaking amazing.
Mine was way better.
Although I have a shaker from your wedding. That's my.
See?
That's like that's my favorite swag gift of all time for sure. I hate when like guys aren't excited about their wedding days. Like I had the best time at my wedding.
Yeah, I mean,
that
I feel
was
like
pretty.
You have to say
That
it
was
your
pretty
wedding
fun.
day.
Like I'm thinking back to my wedding. Like that was.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't the wedding, it was probably the honeymoon. You know, just that high, right? Like
I got drunk. I got drunk and like gave speeches.
at your wedding.
Yeah, like I gave a long speech at my wedding, my own wedding.
I had
was it?
My vows
Did
were.
you get
at-
a big round of applause?
You know
or-
what? I think I have it on videotape.
Oh, we got to bring it up.
Yeah, like
I want to see the slur words and everything.
like I'm a good probably maybe 4 vodkas in.
okay,
So like I'm feeling good. Like
you're
where
feeling
I've
good,
just
but you're not toasted. you
no,
know?
yeah. Like I toasted every like groomsman in the thing, and then I toasted like some of the bridesmaids, and then I toasted my parents, and like
Just,
you know, yeah,
This is my house now.
yeah,
Just gonna
yeah,
keep talking.
Yeah.
Probably.
What did you say?
Sure it ever come up?
Shirt come out? No, I just pulled up to show the abs.
We talked a lot
No, I'm
about
just
us
kidding.
on the road yesterday to pick up equipment. Doug's party days. He's definitely taking his shirt off in Penn State parties.
Yeah. I was like I was a $175. I was jacked.
Show up to the party, no shirt.
Yeah. Like every any reason to wear a toga, I'm in there. You know, like it's coming down this way, showing a little nip.
I think somebody did ask favorite. It was in your questions. Favorite college memory or most embarrassing college memory or something about.
I got a good college memory story.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
So like it's like Penn State, they call it Happy Valley, but it is like like behind Seattle. It is like the cloudiest, most overcast days in the country. It's just the way it is in
It's
the
like in the
valley.
valley, yeah.
Yeah, so like the clouds get trapped in there, and so it's like always kind of like rainy and kind of miserable. And it was like, man, it was like half snowing and half like kind of raining. And you're walking to class, like you walk 20 minutes to each class or whatever because it's a big campus. So I got this like bright yellow North Face on, you know, just looking fly. And I got
I see it. I see the
yeah,
whole thing.
and I got
right
my
now.
hands in my pockets because it's freaking cold, right?
Right.
So I remember I was walking to an econ class, and I'll never forget this. It was like 4 steps, just like on just a random sidewalk. There was 4 steps that going up, and I went to get on the top step, and I slipped, right? And it's like muddy dirt, like snowy,
always muddy
nasty,
dirt
right? Like,
in Penn State.
and I fall straight on my face like this with my hands in
With
my
your hands in your
pocket.
Can't-
Aw.
So like I can't get up.
Brace
So
yourself.
I'm like, no, I couldn't brace myself. But then I'm like, my hands, like to get up. So I'm like this. So I have to like fully roll through the mud in my yellow North Face jacket.
Man.
And it was just, I was pissed the
Good
whole
thing
rest
there
of
was
it.
no
I was,
Instagram.
Did you go to
back
class to like just?
oh, I went to
muddy-
grass. Yeah, I went to the bath. I got like the towels from then. I'm trying to like, and I just look like a giant shit stain on my.
then. Nice.
I do remember that.
That's a good one.
Good story. Yeah.
You bounce back.
I did bounce back. I was like, this is ridiculous. All right. On that note,
Yeah.
It's a good story.
Can't think of one real quick.
what's your story?
I'll tell it for you.
You were doing cocaine, and that is usually how your stories start.
Everything gotta go to that.
Bird doesn't drink or smoke, but he does cocaine. Just so you know.
Does it?
I mean, why mess around?
Right.
Yeah.
Just go right for it.
Yeah. Right. All right, guys. I think that's a wrap.
That was good.
Thanks,
Beautiful.
buddy. Good show.
Thanks for
Good
having
show.
me.
Yeah.
Thanks for having
Shake
me, guys.
hands here.
Yep.
Good.
Until next time. Keep crushing it.